and you'll be glad to see that we're back onto the CX today. My cold, my cold is gone, kind of. Bit of a cough on there, but no, I'm all good, I'm all good. My cold is cleared, so that is good. I'm back in the workshop now. It's kind of 6 degrees, so no longer -6. Things are looking positive for the springtime. So today, again, like I've said, breaking the CX wiring into 3 different parts. Today is identifying the wires. Kind of uses your common sense in a way if you've got a wiring diagram. These little wires that come off your regulator, your ignition coils, everything like that, it's kind of color coded, so you can go through your wiring diagram. But the more confusing things that we've got are things like these, which are off aftermarket controls, which obviously don't plug and play straight into your current system. We've got to identify what wires these are and then kind of label them. So best way to label it is masking tape, a permanent marker, a battery, and a little light thing. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So there really isn't much reason to get over panicked when you're doing this. All you really need is any kind of battery. I'm using a car battery here because I don't want to drain my ballistic battery at the moment. A couple of leads, wires, clips, make sure that is connected safe and sound and not going to go anywhere. One of these, which you would have seen on one of the previous vids when I was doing the ignition points. This, simply enough, is a bulb with 2 wires on each side. That is connected to the positive, so in theory if we connect this to the other end of wherever this negative is connected to, that should light up when we flick these switches up here. So I've brought this inside now only because it's a little bit warmer in here and I've got a clearer space as well rather than working in the garage. So essentially what a switch is a line going in, then a breaker switching it on and off, and then a line going out. So the first thing I can suggest is to open your unit up, and in there you can see exactly what coloured wires corresponds to what switch in here. So I can instantly see on this high and low beam here that inside there is a white, yellow and green and a blue wire. So what I'm going to do down here is write that down. And now I'm going to just open this so I can actually see what controls the light as well. So, oh, that's falling in there. Don't want that. You know, I can't actually get to that without prizing it out, so I don't really want to do that. But if we write down here that the lights have a brown and white, what is that? Yellow and green yellow. And that's all those cables coming there. Now just look at this bottom bit, let's remove this cover. Put that to one side. I need to remove this. Now watch out for these switches because they are the kind of switch that can go left and right and then you click in the middle just to reset it. There will be a ball bearing flying loose somewhere, so you just need to be careful of that. There it is there, that's not going to pop out, so we'll be fine for the moment. 3 screws covering that, and then we can at least see inside there, and through the process of elimination we can actually tell what wires what. Take that off. So for the horn we have black, let's write that down. Horn, we have a black going into a mint, and then for the indicators a light blue, a grey and an orange. That's a lot. That is all there is in there. So we can put this back on, or put this cover back on I should say, and keep that tidy. Now you'll probably see here that there's more wires than what there is actually coming from the unit itself. Not being an electrician, the only thing I can guess is that some of these blocks actually send signal out to your dials. So if you've got your high beam on, then obviously you need the signal going to your dials saying that you've got the high beam on, and same with the indicators. But what I'm going to do is cut off these blocks I am going to be soldering these wires stuck, so should I keep them or not? In fact, let's cut this block off. Don't want that. Ooh, this sleeve off. Now, the one thing I have no idea what this wire is the red and yellow wire. Now, that's not connected to anything inside the unit, so I've just taken that off completely. That can go to one side. So you can see here that obviously we've got wires with junctions in. Orange being the right indicator. What we have here are two outputs going into one. So looking at this list here, the grey would be the input, orange being the right signal, and then a light blue, which is exactly the same, splits up into two outputs, is the left. So what you'll have is that obviously, as grey being the input, the grey is going to be going in, and then when you switch your indicator on, you've got two outputs. You've got one going to the actual indicator itself, and then you've got another one going to the dial. So let's just test it out. On the positive side, let's connect this here, and we have our little reader. And then on this side, let's slot in the orange onto that. So if I'm right in saying so, if I switch the indicator to the right, nothing works. To the left, aha, okay. So I got my ways wrong. So the orange is actually the left indicator, not the right. So there you go. Switch the indicator to the left, and that light comes on. Cancel it, switch it to the right, nothing, cancel it, switch it to the left again, and that comes on. So the orange, I can actually write down, is the left indicator. So let's put a little label on there, and we'll name that. There you go, left indicator. The other one, we can just put left dials or something. So with that sorted, let's put that to one side. We should then mean that the blue, the light blue, is the actual right indicator. Gonna have to hold it there. Try that on the right. There you go. Okay, here's another rogue one that just came off. It's a green one. No idea. Put that to one side. Right, so through process of elimination now, we are left with a brown and a white, brown on its own, a blue and a yellow. This is the bit where I test everything and I don't actually know what does what. So let's take a wild stab in the dark and guess that the brown is the input. So let's just try that for a moment, and let's say that the brown and white is the output. Switch the headlight on. There you go. Ah, right. So it seems like your side lights. So what would the main beam be? Would that be yellow? Aha, right, so the yellow is not the main beam, sorry, it's the dipped beam. Right, the white goes off when the main beam's on. Should mean that the blue is the main beam. And it is. So here we go, we can at least label the blue as the high beam. High beam. So that makes a lot more sense now. The yellow is the dials. The white is actually the dipped, which makes this brown and white side lights. Ta-da! So there we have it. The entire unit is now labelled. And guys, so there you have it. We have a complete controls unit with all these little dangly wires and everything labelled. So we have everything from dip to side lights to the input lights, indicators, right dial, left dial, all sorts, input indicators. We have absolutely everything here. And that is how to identify a load of wires that you don't really know where they come from. Of course, identifying the wires on the actual bike itself is a lot easier than that. Read the wiring diagram that comes with your bike, and the corresponding colour should correspond to whatever is in the book. Doesn't get any easier than that, but we will be doing that in the next one, and on the next episode we will be soldering these bad boys onto the rest of the wiring harness and plugging whatever needs to be plugged in, and also putting extensions where we need to. So like, we've moved the key barrel under the seat from front of the bike, obviously that's going to need to be wired back there. Not a big job, it's just one of those things that you just need to really sit down, think about what wires you're joining, have a whole variety of different coloured wires so you're not getting lost yourself, and enjoy it. Enjoy it. It doesn't need to get any more complex than that. So I will see you. Oh, this cough is still here. I will see you on Monday, I hope, with the CB750 engine. Diagnosing that, seeing what needs to be done, and there probably is a lot to be done on that. So until Monday, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Follow me on Instagram, always good to see you on there. And until Monday, stay safe, ride safe, enjoy this nice weather if you've got nice weather, and I will see you Monday.